And we are back, everybody. Happy Friday around here for the weekly astro forecast with yours truly, Alyssa Mother Campo, aka Astromedas. You know, the name originally was Astromedeus because astrology, and then Amadeus is actually my middle son's middle name, Rexton Amadeus Wolf. So I blended the words together. It's like my own little thing, but now you guys know a little bit of the origin stories. If you guys knew, before that, I was Reiki womb, and after my health issues that I went through and clearing that in my health, I changed my name to Astromedas. Again, Astromedeus. Anyway, Uranus and Gemini. How's everyone's communication doing? This is such an interesting time to see this internal recalibration, you guys, of our means of communication, of the conversations we're having. There's a lot to talk about. There's so much happening in the astrology right now. I'm so happy to be back. I hope everyone's had a wonderful week. My schedule is changing drastically, so I'm definitely gonna have to do the weekly astro forecast on another day, which not a big deal, no biggie there, but you know, things are changing, you guys. We have so much cardinal energy, so much Aries. We've got all the things to talk about. So where I kind of want to start is, for one, last week was so beautiful. Kyla, Star Lady, had her wedding renewal event and retreat. And it was such an amazing experience to be a part of that, to see her crew, to meet them, to connect with them, to expand this network and friendship circles and, you know, again, connection. And it was so special, you guys, especially with the intensity of that full moon in Scorpio, where normally we kind of get this intimidation or intensity around Scorpio, right? We're like, okay, this is gonna get deep and psychological. It's gonna have some healing come up. It's gonna have some truths be exposed. And we don't always know how to work with that energy. But I feel like personally, I mean, that's my 12th house with my sun, Mercury, and Pluto. So my 12th house was like, oh, I'm super lit, feeling all the things. And it's definitely, for me, it was like this subconscious clearing and purge and reclaiming of my power. You know, taking my spirituality back in a different way, reclaiming my power and stepping into the teaching role again. You know, Mars and Gemini in my 7th house, learning through mirroring in relationships, in how I show up in relationships, and how I communicate with others. It's been a lot. It's been amazing, but it's been very fast moving. And I think that Uranus and Gemini is teaching us how to kind of keep up with the energy without getting burnt out, without getting too mentally stimulated. And I know for me, you guys, a lot of mental stimulation, when that happens, I literally just disconnect and really visualize my auric field and my energy kind of cutting off from that noise and going back into my own frequency. And I think that visualization and that kind of tool is really going to help us around this time with so much change and movement and progression and momentum. We don't want to get, you know, tripped up with it. We want to stay steady and focused. We have Mercury in Taurus now, guys, so that is really shifting our communications to a more ownership type of way, where we're feeling like, hey, you know, I've really worked on my personal mindset and mentality, my sense of deserving, my ability to receive and give out as well, and to really value that in a deeper way and take ownership of that and loyalty to that in a totally different way. It's really helping us with our pacing of things and not feeling like things are just happening so fast. We can step back, really listen to our senses, listen to our body, ask what it needs. Do we need a nap? Do we need some rest? Do we need some movement? What is it? And really honor that space. So, like I said, that full moon in Scorpio on the 1st was at 11 degrees. So whenever we have that full moon or the new moon, you guys, again, we can look to where we have that sign in our birth chart. What degree, you know, if it's 11 degrees, like I have an 11 degree Sagittarius ascendant. So it was also activating that axis. And we can look to these little subtleties to really give us that personal guidance, you know. And again, this theme was about reclaiming our power. It was about different truths coming to the surface and sort of this wounding of abandonment, of betrayal, of rejection being soothed and really being just held in a different way and nurtured in a different way. And there's this sense of vulnerability that came with it, you know, with family dynamics that came up, whatever, depending on whatever house you have Scorpio in. And so this is where I was activating that. My 12th house, I was tired. I was like, I just need to take a nap. I just need to rest. And I felt very kind of like floaty in this in-between space. So however it showed up for you can really show you how that set off that full moon for you, of what was being released, of what was being transmuted and let go of, and where you can seriously see yourself stepping into this new role and this new sense of power, without manipulation, right? It's this genuine, authentic, this is me, this is what I stand for, this is where I'm moving towards, this is what I'm inviting in, and this is what I'm not. And that's a beautiful thing. Then we had Pluto, come on in there, and he's like, I'm gonna go retrograde, okay, in Aquarius for 6 months. I'm gonna be in this retrograde movement for 6 months. So what is retrograde, guys? Well, it's that reflection of bringing things on a more internal process. So the retrogrades slow things down. It almost seems like we're in this weird time-bendy space where we get to the deeper rooter issues of Pluto, okay? So this is empowerment, this is power struggles, this is obsessions, this is habits, this is psychological nature, this is subconscious, this is karma. And in Aquarius, this is around our collective, around our friendship circles, around our common groups or common goals and visions. And so this is a really interesting time where basically we're turning back time, going internal and saying, what still needs to be worked on within me in order to healthy and stably hold my power? Does that make sense? So this inner review of where we're feeling that tension still, where we're feeling like we're giving our power away, or we're just not fully in alignment, right? And so for the fixed signs especially, we're going to be feeling that, you know, with Aquarius, with Scorpio, with Leo. And it's some work, right? It's this shadow work of saying, I'm not going to let this overcome me. I'm not going to fall back into the same patterns and loops of previous cycles. And I'm choosing a different path for myself moving forward. So that transmutation process, that alchemical process is so important. That is the focus. And you know, part of why I'm doing my movement course, my getting into dance, getting into expression, getting into the body, is because that's our next level of embodiment, you guys. That's our next level of taking things from the mental plane into the material world, into the collective, and how we shine uniquely as individuals and what we're going to bring to the table. So I know the Pluto retrograde can be a little intimidating, but I guess as a Scorpio, I'm just like, bring it on, let's go. I like to get into that depth, and I feel like we've had a lot of space from that intensity, and now we're like, let's go. Round 2, ding, ding, ding. Let's go, okay? Snuck that in there. And then, of course, we have the new moon in Taurus coming up at 25 degrees on May 16th. So that is our next moon cycle. And Taurus, again, is about this sense of reliability, stability, comfort, senses, and really recalibrating our nervous system, you guys. So after that intensity of the Scorpio full moon, all the emotional rush that came through and the maturing that happened in that arena, and again, this newfound sense of like, this is me, I got this, I'm ready, I'm capable, and I'm also not going to put up with any, you know? That was kind of the vibe as well. So we're setting these new, healthy, loving boundaries. And in the collective, we're seeing that in a lot of different ways. We're seeing this sense of, well, today we have Aquarius moon. So we're feeling kind of this detachment, you know, of where we need to find clarity, of where we're needing to have those harder conversations. The moon is square Mercury, so communications and our words kind of feeling a little bit like, But it's trining Uranus. So this is the undertone of it's for our spiritual growth. There's this vulnerable side of us, this unsure side, this anxiety that's coming out a little bit, but that's also part of the Uranus and Gemini transit, guys. We're going to learn how to not be overstimulated by all these things coming in and all these downloads coming through. We're really going to find a new way of calmly taking that in and internally recalibrating those downloads coming in and how to work with that. Is this an action I take right now? Is this something I'm planting a seed for? So that's where the Mercury in Taurus is also showing us that kind of pacing around this. So I'm happy to be back, you guys. I'm super stoked to be here. Here is my flyer for the Intro to Sensual Movement, Body Confidence and Flow with Serafina Blaze, myself. And this is, you know, a beautiful practice that I finally decided to get back out there and share with the collective and with this community, because again, we have so much transiting that requires us to recalibrate this energy and filter this energy at a deeper level, which is through the body, which is through our muscle memory, through the fascia. I'm a previous yoga teacher, so I'm like, let's get into it. Let's really start to alchemize these energies through our being, through our expression. You know, this practice, it's a mixture of these different styles that I've loved and cherished before. So ballet, we've got burlesque in there, we've got chair dance, floor work, all this beautiful, empowered, sensual movement to give ourselves permission to really step back into the role of, I am a creative, sovereign being, and I am allowed to take up space. I'm allowed to be expressive and hold space for joy, for grief, for humor, for sensuality, for whatever it may be, and fully authentically giving that a voice. So that is a very exciting time for me. I'm doing classes on Wednesdays here locally. I'm really working on getting an online class as well for you guys, for those that are not local. Because I'm really excited about this journey with the movement and with being back into that teacher role, but of course still in that student mentality of just what can I offer, what can I give to the collective that is going to be practical and meaningful and really help us integrate at a deeper level. So you guys are amazing. I love you guys. Thank you for being here as always. You know where to find me if you want to dive deeper into your chart personally. I'm about to go meet up with Kyla. It's her birthday today, so we're gonna go celebrate that beauty and just enjoy the day. It is finally clearing up. We had a blizzard last week. Oh my gosh, spring in Colorado is crazy. So love you guys. Thank you for being here, and I will see you guys next week.